them while grinding the coffee and singing. And after that, they boil the coffee and they add the cardamom. The cardamom, this kind of, spices to give the coffee like special taste. And they serve it in small Chinese teacups, in small quantity. I will tell you later why small quantity. And when they serve you the coffee, you take the cup, you drink your coffee, and after you finish, just remember always to shake the cup in this way. Shaking the cup, it means thank you. So if you give back the cup like this and you say thank you very much, it means you would like to have another one.
It keeps coming.
So he will serve you immediately another cup of coffee. But remember, this is only with the coffee, not the tea. And not the Turkish coffee, not the one I drink. It's the Bedouin coffee. So after shaking the cup, it means finito, and they will take the cup back from you. So the Bedouins created names for each cup of coffee. Now you cannot say no for the coffee. At the same time, you cannot take more than 3 cups of coffee at the same time. Why? Because each cup has a special meaning. And the third cup has very special and dangerous meaning. And what does it mean? The first cup is the cup of guest. You are my guest. I show you my hospitality. I offer you my coffee, and you drink the first cup. If you like the taste of the coffee and you like to have another one, you can. Just you give back the cup like this. They serve you the second one. That's why the meaning of the third cup, of the second cup, we call it the cup of guest, to enjoy the taste of the coffee. Now, 200 and 300 years ago, even 100 years ago, the Bedouins, they used nomadic tribes. They used traveling in the desert, looking for the water and the fertile land. So they used to fight each other at that time to control the water and to control the land. So from here, the third cup, or the meaning of the third cup, created. They create, a name for the third cup. They call it the cup of sword. It means if you are, or if you requested to have 3 cups of coffee in my home, that means you became a member of my family. If somebody attacked my territory while you are staying in my house or in my home, you should hold your sword and fight with me against my enemy, even if this enemy is your brother. Just imagine. So nowadays we are preparing this Bedouin coffee at home, and we use this cup of coffee in many, let's say, social occasions, like wedding, for example, and like the death. Now the wedding in Jordan, for example, Jordan, it's Arabic country. Most of the people, either Christians or Muslims, we share the same culture and the same tradition. Here, to have like a girlfriend and to live, for example, with your girlfriend, if you are not married, it's not acceptable according to the culture. So at that time, for example, even if you met a girl and you would like to get married, you should go back to your parents, to your family, and everything must be official by the families. So when I met my wife, for example, I told my father and my family, and we paid visit to that, my bride's family, and there, the bride's father, he should offer that coffee to my father. Now, my father, he shouldn't take the coffee and drink it direct. He will take the cup of coffee and he should put it on the table. Now, when you don't drink the coffee and you put it on the floor or the table, it means there is a request. You have to ask something. And it's not nice to keep the coffee cold or not to drink the coffee. So immediately the host will say, please drink your coffee. So my father should say, we are coming today, for example, to ask the hand of your daughter to our son. Of course, everything is prepared by the couple, but this is like ceremony, like tradition.
Yeah.
So immediately the bride's father will say, you are most welcome, please drink your coffee, your son is my son, and my daughter is your daughter, and from now on we will be one family. So now he will drink the coffee, and this is the acceptance from the bride's family, and after that we will start the normal procedures, the engagement and the wedding. But in case, we want to start, we should use this cup of coffee even in our, occasions. The same story if somebody die, for example, what usually we do, we have each family has a family hall. The whole family, after the funeral, they gather in this place, they offer food, they eat food, and after that they offer this coffee. We should offer the Bedouin coffee, which is part of the culture. Now we call this coffee Bedouin coffee. The word coffee actually in all the languages almost the same. Coffee in English, café in French, kohi in Chinese and Japanese, and in Arabic, kahwa. Originally, the coffee was found in Ethiopia by the Yemeni traders. Traders from Yemen, they were trading with Ethiopia, and every time they used to go there, they used to offer them some kind of drink, like juice, but they didn't know what is this. So they asked, what is this? They told them, this is a plant in this town. We boil it, we grind it, we boil it, and we offer it. And the Arabs asked, what is the town? What's the name of the town? They said the town is called Kohi. Kohi. So the Yemeni traders, they took some of those plants and they started to plant them in Yemen in a town called Mocha. That's why we have Mocha Cafe. So Mocha Cafe, originally it's a town in Yemen. Now when the whole region became under the Ottoman control, the Ottomans controlled the trade of the coffee. Because the coffee was very rare and very unique, the price was very expensive. So that's why the coffee became the symbol of hospitality. Like the frankincense. The frankincense was very expensive. That's why the frankincense was the most expensive gift you can offer to your God. So later on, those Ottoman Turks controlled this kind of trade. They start to trade the Yemeni coffee. They used to take it from Yemen and to sell it in Europe. That's why we call it now, the coffee we drink now, we call it Turkish coffee. But there is no coffee in Turkey. Similar to the English tea. There is no tea in England. The English or England was controlling Asia. And they were controlling this kind of trade. So that's why they call it English tea, similar to the Turkish coffee. So there is no tea in England and no coffee in Turkey. So all over the world, the Europeans, they start to call this coffee Turkish coffee, except when you go to Greece. Never say Turkish coffee. They will kick you out of the restaurant. They will say this is Greek coffee.